The cup and grip give the impression of 3-digit silver. Therefore, there is yet time. Mid to high triple digits is where we're likely headed. Greetings and welcome to a silver update from Mike Maloney. Additionally, I'd like to begin with Mark on X. Additionally, I would like to read this in reverse. Here we are descending to the lowest post. Buyers in person are encircling. They're perfectly fine with this dip. Being privy to a secret, they are patiently anticipating its arrival. Those that offer paper contracts but fail to deliver put themselves in a very precarious position. Printing actual metal is not possible. Here we have UBS revising their prediction to indicate that silver is on track to reach new all-time highs. Among these criminals, we can now identify the one who has covered their shorts. Here we have the piece where UBS increases their silver estimates and acknowledges that it has the potential to reach record highs. Additionally, this large investment bank is not interested in beginning to promote anything until they have switched from a short to a long position. If UBS is saying this, then they are likely in a position to profit from silver's rise rather than gold's decline, and they no longer have an incentive to suppress silver. Compared to Western leaders, President Xi of China now has 3.56 percentage points more suck on his silver. The reasoning behind making a gold-silver milkshake is this. That is just wonderful. The $1 milkshake notion was concocted by my acquaintance, who resides in Puerto Rico and with whom I used to live within a few blocks. According to the silver milkshake theory, silver began to go eastward from westward on a given day due to arbitrage, which occurred when the price of silver was 4.260% higher in China than in the West. The West would be better off without that arbitrage, but the silver is heading there nevertheless. Gold and silver prices are being pushed higher by Eastern markets at the moment. It's been a while since SRS Rocco reported that silver prices have never been higher. The date here is September 3rd, which is at the beginning of the month. Quarterly silver price charts have never shown a closing price greater than $40. $40 is a significant number that has not been reached quarterly since 1980. Additional price increases may be on the horizon if the market closes over 40 by the end of the quarter and September. Therefore, let's investigate this area a bit. Here I am on stock charts, and here is a line chart that I use every day. And here's the deal with line charts. They basically just show the closing price connected to one another on stock charts. You won't find the intraday data there. Simply said, it's the close. Accordingly, this is the result if we choose daily here. However, when we go to weekly, everything seems the same. Silver reportedly closed at 4,405 on the stock chart. You can tell that this cup is practically finished, even if you only handle it once a week. It's getting close to being finished. So, let's switch to a monthly schedule immediately. Additionally, it appears to be really close. A slight tilt occurred in the cup. Therefore, there is no intra-month price activity. It turns out that quarterly has had a huge breakout, so let's drop down to that section and see. We can see that this has happened before by looking at annually. Then there's every year. This cup and handle pattern is expected to accelerate, according to significant breakouts on both the annual and quarterly timeframes. The cup and grip give the impression of 3-digit silver. Therefore, there is yet time. In the middle of the triple digits, we're likely to reach. I believe the lowest point was around $350 if we return to the daily. So, you'd have to turn this upside down to get the $3.50 difference from these $48 highs. Plus, that is the very least. Actually, this is plotted on an exponential graph. Inverted, it wouldn't merely add that $47 or whatever it is. logarithmic charts show values much beyond that. I'd say that's its likely direction of travel. According to VVBL's concept, the annual close is the sole silver chart that counts. Kids, the pressure is on. You can see the big spike in 1980 and that we are heading for a bubble even larger than the 1980 bubble on this fantastic graphic that goes all the way back to 1802. Even in 1980, things weren't as bad for the economy as they are now. There was a lot less imbalance before compared to now. Cup going to flow over, according to CoinStacker. Not only that, but I was among the first, if not the first, to notice this enormous creature. In 2023, this cup and handle were the center of attention since they hinted at an upcoming major development. I insisted on referring to the major maneuver as a slingshot move. The slingshot is this set of green candles. Subsequently, though, I gazed at a chart spanning 50 years and exclaimed, "Oh my God, look at that." And thus, we are on the verge of reaching unprecedented heights. Finally, one last point. Silver has been steadily increasing in value, setting new records every 14 years. And now we find ourselves in this location. We closed at more than $44. Very impressive. It was in the 20s as recently as 2 years ago. Basically, in just 2 years, we've quadrupled our size. Your presence here is greatly appreciated. We will meet again. Bonus silver worth up to $2,000 is yours to win by investing at goldsilver.com. No sweat. The first thing you need to do is open a gold storage account, not an IRA. Secondly, acquire the precious metals. Third, have bonus silver worth up to $2,000 sent directly to your vault. Get your hands on some silver by visiting gold.com/freeze.